is up and down is down, no matter how the camera
Yeah,
goes. So
and
yeah,
left is right, and right is
and
left when
right
we're
is
looking
left.
at it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Anyway, yeah, let's talk
have
some Southern gospel. What do you think?
have you had a good week so far?
It has been all right. It sure has.
Yeah,
Got mom past her birth right on through her birthday, and she had a good time visiting with friends, and uh, and yeah, it's been all right.
yeah. We I think surprised her pretty good yesterday.
You did.
I hit up a couple of my buddies, Ken Cook and Billy Boo Boo Shaw, and we all loaded up from Fayette and went up there and walked in. She didn't have a clue that we was coming, and we had a nice long visit yesterday and enjoyed that. So it was good to that. And happy birthday today to Ken Cook. I hadn't even
That's right.
I need to call him. I hadn't called him yet. He'll probably be watching if he hadn't already.
And
But
my father-in-law, Ted Brazel,
yes, there you
they
go.
share a birthday.
I was keeping that door cracked open for you so you could jump in there. So I didn't need to be the one to announce that when you did.
That's
So,
right. That's right. That's right.
but the headline, as always, and I was thinking, Neil, it popped up yesterday in my memories. A year ago yesterday, we did the first test for one of these.
Really.
So I'm
Okay.
not sure exactly when the first broadcast was. It might have been a night or two later, but
Yeah.
we're coming up on the year anniversary of starting the Champion Brothers broadcast, and we started that to promote singings that we're having, and this one right here is coming up in just a few weeks, March the 18th at the Fayette Civic Center. The Dixie Echoes are coming back to be with us, along with Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends. Won't cost you a dime to get in. Just come on and be with us and have a big time in the Lord. And we are so looking forward to that and so hopeful that you will be able to come and join us on March 18th. So we'll be telling you a lot about it. I think Scoot Chilnut's supposed to join us next week, I think.
All righty.
And
Yeah.
he'll be
Be good.
talking about it again and
Hmm.
sharing some good memories from his time with the Dixie Echoes. So I hope you can be with us for that. So.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to let you drive the
Good
car
time.
tonight because you lined up this guest, although he's in my top list. I don't say top 5 or 10 or 2 or whatever, but he's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And I was excited when you told me that he was going to come on. So I'm going to let you drive the bus on this one. Tell me what to do. So
Yes, we're going to have a wealth of knowledge tonight. We're going to learn stuff. We're going to have a good time. I know I'm going to laugh some, and I'm liable to cry a little for it. So you never can tell. But I tell you what, instead of me just blurring it right out, let's do a little sneak intro. Here he comes. Can you do that? I think I put a little
yes, and
video out there.
we'll give you a clue. It's one of the three that you're about to see on your screen, starting about right now.
You may be at the end of your rope, but you are never far away from home. Wherever you are, you're never too far. That is love can get to you. Whatever you've done or how far you've run, you can find your way back, it's true. No matter how scarred the shape of your heart, no place is too far wherever you are. Wherever you are.
That's
And
what
there you
I'm
go.
talking about right there. We are bringing in, like you said, one of those three, one of those that makes up the one united voice. Y'all, please welcome, if you will, none other than Mr. Mike Franklin. Hey, Mike.
Oh, yay, they're going crazy.
Yes.
That was sharp right there. I like that.
Yeah, I surprised that one on him. He didn't know what was coming. I bet he wondered when I said this video. He probably
Yeah.
wondered what in the world.
Yeah, there's some out there from Grand Old Gospel I don't really care for everybody to see anymore.
I'm going to search right now. Grand Old Gospel, Moon River.
Mike Franklin has been such a friend to both Chris and I. I actually met him through Chris. Chris knew him first, but he has been such a friend to us over the years. His many years traveling with the Melody Boys Quartet. They're based out of Arkansas, and now, of course, Mr. Gerald Williams retired the Melody Boys several years back, and Mike has been traveling and singing right on with United Voice. So we're going to share some of both of those tonight, some music from the past, some music from today, and whatever else we can get you to tell us, So just glad to have you on here, Mike.
Thank you. And yeah, it is seeing Chris does remind me of the many trips we used to make to Nashville. When we hear Chris talking about, let's play some Melody Boys Quartet. He and John were also always so kind to us. I still miss him.
Yep.
But yes. And then when I found out there was two Champion brothers, that was like two for the price of one there. And then I found out he was a tenor singer. I thought, well, man, this family can't get any better, But yes. The friendship has been both ways. Y'all have been very good friends to Tina and I, to the Melody Boys, and the United Boys. It's been a great relationship.
Mike, I was trying to think about it. I moved to Nashville in 92, and I think it was somewhere around 93 or 4, maybe. I'm not, when I first met y'all, when y'all came into Kevin McManus's studio in Oak Valley and recorded for, did y'all start out on Zion with Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would have been at least 93, if not 94, but long time ago anyway. But
I think it was 90. I think it was 93.
Yeah.
And then I think we did the second with him in 95.
Okay.
I think that's right.
That was some of that, as soon as I heard y'all for the first time, I was like, man, there's some classic quartet singing right there. And just fell in love with all four of you guys. Back then, it was Mr. Gerald singing the bass and Doug Kramer baritone and Jonathan Sorey on tenor and piano and you singing tenor. And it was just, like I said, you and all the other guys are some of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Thank you. We still stay in touch. Sure do. I still stay in touch with Doug and Jonathan and Gerald and Jeremy. When Doug left the group, Jeremy came on, and every once in a while, I guess still stay in touch with Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a few changes through the years, but the core four, when I first met you, y'all had several years into the teens together, wasn't it?
It was 12 years. Yeah. 12
Almost
years.
In the teens.
Yes.
Now I got to shut
up.
And
then 7 years with Jeremy.
I'm talking now again, but
yeah.
Go, Neal.
No, that's all right. I want you to butt in whenever and jump in whenever. But yeah, we want to cover a lot of that. A lot of the Melody Boys time and also what Mike's doing now with United Voice. And matter of fact, let's just start out with one of those. A song from I love all the thought and effort that you guys put into titling your projects with United Voice. This first project they did is called Volume 1, and I like it. And this is a song, Mike, a song called Reasons. Is there anything specific about this song you'd like to share, or you just wanted to jump right into it?
Well, Chuck and Greg Day, I think, wrote the song. And I remember the days doing this song from, back when the Melody Boys, when I first when I first came to the Melody Boys, and I believe they were with Eddie Crook. I think. I just remember the song sticking with me. And I would find myself singing it over and over and over again. And so when when the three of us were looking for something that wasn't just 2 or 3 years old, something to bring back out and record again. That's one of the first songs that came back to my mind again was Reasons. And it's just a great song. We have all the many reasons. We have all the many reasons, but really, we only need one.
That's it. Let's listen to it. Here's United Voice and Reasons.
If I had to count the reasons why I live for Jesus, I'd be counting till he comes again. For all the things he's done for me would be enough to fill the sea. For the countless miracles he's performed in my life. And that's just one of the many reasons why I serve the Lord. 'Cause I could not begin to tell you what he's done for me. And that's more reason to sing of his majesty and grace. 'Cause he bled and died for a reason like me. I believe we were the reason that he gave it all he had. With great compassion and love, he bore all our sin. He showed mercy, grace, and pardon, even though we all were undeserving. Just some of the many reasons why I serve him. And that's just some of the many reasons why I serve the Lord. 'Cause I could not begin to tell you what he's done for me. And that's more reason to sing of his majesty and grace. 'Cause he bled and died. Yes, he bled and died. And that's just some of the many reasons why I serve the Lord. 'Cause I could not begin to tell you what he's done for me. And that's more reason to sing of his majesty and grace. Because he bled and died for a reason like me. Bled and died for a reason like me. A reason like me.
That's United Voice. It's called Reasons here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And our special guest this week is Mike Franklin. Right there, he is. And we always take a few minutes, Mike, to welcome in some folks and recognize some folks that have checked in with us tonight. And, well, look, there's Kristen Franklin Angel.
Wow, look at that.
Reacted to it. I think you know her, don't you, Mike? Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me get your mic turned back on here. And Lamisha Vale and Judy Armstrong. And let's see. Let's check the comments here. Megan Edgeworth says, "Good evening, brothers." And how about this? Mal Mallory says, "Good evening, brothers."
Well, there you go.
Glad to have y'all with it. Jason Baines giving us the 2 big thumbs up. Mal also said that is a fantastic song. I concur. And Pam Baker said, "I love this." Mal said, "I need this CD." We'll cover that here in just a second. And Pam
Absolutely
said, "Beautiful
will.
harmony," and it is. But Mike, talk about United Voice, and if somebody like Mal wanted to get a CD from you guys, what do they need to do?
Well, the simple way would be to go to UnitedVoiceMusic.com and order it from the website. But I know some people just don't like ordering online, and they can always, yes, it's UnitedVoiceMusic.com, and go to, I think it says store up there. I don't remember which tab it is, but there's you can also email me. Yeah, you can also email me. Neal can put an email, I guess, an email address up there. But it's Mike@UnitedVoiceMusic.com.
All right.
Mike@UnitedVoiceMusic.com if you'd like to get any of our music. And we do have volume 1, 2, 3, and 4.
There's more. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You can email him. Again, that is Mike@UnitedVoiceMusic.com, or you can go straight to the website and at UnitedVoiceMusic.com.
Yeah.
And they'll set you up. They'll send it out to you. Are y'all available on the digital downloads and all that? Are y'all doing that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Nothing wrong with that because we ain't either. So.
I'm gonna cover you up again, Mike. Go ahead and tell the folks who the other guys are, part of United Voice.
Okay, as I'm looking at the guy with the hair, the only one with hair is Chris Bennett. Chris and I and Jonathan were singing together. Jonathan Sorry were singing together in a trio before we sang with the Melody Boys Quartet. And when when Gerald was reorganizing the Melody Boys Quartet, he came to the trio that we sang in, and asked if we would like to join him in this reorganization. And so for a brief while, Chris Bennett and Jonathan Sorry and myself, along with Gerald Williams, were the vocals for the Melody Boys Quartet. And then Chris, after a short while, Chris moved away to South Haven, Mississippi, and he and Doug Kramer came in and took his spot. And that was just at the point where we were about to record. So he had to quickly learn that music and go almost right into the studio to record. Wow. So Chris and I have known each other since 1986, and Chris sang with a trio with several good trios and quartets in the area. And when he moved back to the Quitman Greenbrier area and was not singing, and I asked him when the Melody Boys Quartet had retired, I asked him if he'd be interested in maybe starting something up and singing something local. He was, and then he said, I know somebody who I don't think he's singing right now. Well, Mr. Clean over here, standing next to Chris, had sung for years with a group called Under Grace. And Chris had sung, the group that Chris sung with had sung back and forth on several venues with Under Grace, and that's how he got to know Jeremy. Jeremy is also a pastor and an evangelist, and I'm telling you, he is a preaching machine. You should hear this man bring you a sermon. But he's also he's just as good of a lead singer. He just completely dispels the thought line that if you're going to sing, you shouldn't preach, and if you're going to preach, you shouldn't sing. He just blows all that out of the water. So,
man,
Jeremy was not singing with Under Grace. They had disbanded, and he drove over from Dyersburg, Tennessee. Chris had said, well, we don't really need to audition him. He just needs to come over here and see if he blends in and if he's interested. And thank goodness he was interested. So we went to the studio, did 2 albums, and I think we are beginning our 6th year together. And
now let me ask you, is that did y'all do it like Star Wars? Did you do like volume 3 and then volume 4 and then go back and do 1 and 2? Or?
Great question. Great
or did
question.
You just go in order?
We went in order.
Okay. I'm just curious. Well, I want to touch on something. You were talking about the Melody Boys and learning stuff in a hurry. I can identify a little bit with that. More on that maybe later, but we ain't here to talk about me. But we wanted to play some Melody Boys stuff too tonight, and you were kind enough to send us a list of some of those. And I think Neal kind of went through and picked out some of his favorites and your favorites and my favorites, and I'm loving this list. But the first one that's on this list, I think, is one of the earliest ones that I remember hearing from the Melody Boys. And if memory serves, I think Doy Ott wrote this song, didn't he? He's Not Disappointed.
I'm not sure. I think Rosie.
Or Rosie, okay. I knew it was one of the statesmen.
Yeah, I think Rosie wrote that.
Okay. But talk about that. Talk about that song.
Well, my personal knowledge of it, Gerald for a brief time sang with Rosie and the Searchers. And when Rosie did this song with the Statesman, he did it very slowly, very bluesy.
Yeah. And
Gerald said, it's just not this kind of song when we were learning it. And I believe maybe the Plainsmen had done a version of it, and it was just they did it as a driving with a driving beat to it, and that's the way we liked it better too. That way, so we didn't take Mama's Little Baby Boys version. We steered off the path, took that driving beat, and it just fit us better, and it was. I can't tell you any time that somebody didn't say, "Sing it again."
Yep. Yep. Well, let's listen to it. Here's the Melody Boys Quartet, and he is not disappointed.
I was a sinner in deep despair, but my Jesus, He knows my care, fills my soul with His joy, with His love. I'm serving the one from above, and I'll never turn back from His love. Now He's not disappointed in me anymore. From heaven, and you smiled upon my soul. It makes me so happy just to know that I'm under His full control. Now He's not disappointed in me anymore. I was a sinner in deep despair, but my Jesus, He knows my care, heals my soul. And with His love. just to know that I'm under his full control. He's not disappointed in me anymore. No, he's not disappointed anymore.
The Melody Boys Quartet, and he's not disappointed in me anymore, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast with our special guest this week, Mike Franklin. That brings back a memory of 17s.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Let's say hey to some more folks right quick that's checked in with us tonight. Tommy Robinson and Kay Robertson and Dwayne Guyton and Kathy McCrary and Joel Bobo. So glad to have all of y'all in with us tonight. And look at here, Rick Jones says, is that the one and only Mike Franklin?
Hello,
Yes,
Rick.
Rick Jones, it sure is. So, and Pam Baker said, sing it again. Sing it again, whatever. I don't know. Oh, but that was some good stuff. And I was looking at that. Let me put it back up here. I don't mean to cover you up again, Mike, but I think that may be the shortest Jonathan Sawrey's hair ever was. And Mike Franklin had some hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at there.
I thought that was neat. So,
I still got it. It's just down here now.
oh, yeah. You just had one of them transplants to your face.
I just turned my head upside down.
I think they made a movie or something about that.
Believe so. So I think that Mercy Call My Name project that song came off of was in 97. If I looked up my history right.
Okay. All right.
97, and then I think maybe either the same year or the year after that, the Melody Boys did the album Faith in My Savior. And
It would have been after that.
yeah, got okay. So that would have been one of my favorites overall projects, and that title song, Faith in My Savior, was definitely one of my favorite songs. And you had it listed, and I said, okay, boy, this is easy.
Yeah. Written by Joe Roper.
Yep.
One of those, I mean, classic quartet song right here. So I definitely want to share that one. Melody Boys Quartet and Faith in My Savior.
Let's move on then. Here's
All
Melody
right.
Boys Quartet and Faith in My Savior.
My faith in the Savior keeps me happy each day because I know He has redeemed my lost soul. My lost soul, I'm anchored and I'm determined to be faithful and say I'll trust in those storms and the fury may roll. My faith within is strong and pure. He keeps me day by day, and I have heard from sin's alone. I know that Jesus is me all the way.
I will never doubt him and never be without him. He is now my Savior, and in him find the greatest favor.
And I have heard from sin's alone. I know that Jesus is me all the way. I counted my blessings that He gave unto me, and sing redemption was provided for lost man. His gracious promise was accepted, and from sin I am freed. I'll sing His praises and serve Him best as I can. My faith within is strong and pure. He keeps me day by day, and I have heard from sin's alone. I know that Jesus is me all the way.
I will never doubt him and never be without him. He is now my Savior, and in him find the greatest favor.
And I have heard from sin's alone. I know that Jesus His favor, and I have heard from sin to lose. I know that Jesus is with me all the way, and I have heard from sin to lose. I know that Jesus is with me all the way.
The Melody Boys Quartet and Faith in My Savior here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And Mike Franklin is our guest tonight. And Mike, that like I say, it's just memories night for me as far as that stuff goes. But y'all were really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I think this was between the time that Doug left and Jeremy came. Is that right?
Yes.
That I think there was one weekend in between, and for some reason y'all asked me to go with you, and I think it was around that time because I remember listening to Faith in My Savior about 617 times to try to get that baritone part down.
That was a very educational recording experience with us. Well, it was our first time to meet Vic and Tony Clay. They produced that recording, and just brought just opened up a whole new vocabulary, for one thing, to us, recording vocabulary words that I had not heard before, and it was just a great experience to work with Vic in the studio, and the work, getting it ready. Just the pre-recording experience was a lot of memories, a lot of great memories. And Tony, she is such a good balance to all of that. Two very talented people in their own respect, and she's such a great songwriter as well.
And singing too. Sung
yes.
Background vocals.
Amen. Yeah. That was that just opened up so much. It was an educational process for us. It really was.
Wow.
Speaking of educational, I remember asking you, Chris, well, how in the world did you learn that part? I listened to that CD and I can't pick it out. And you said, Jonathan sat me down and taught it to me.
Yeah. There was some of it, I was like, I have no clue where the baritone's going here.
Yeah.
And there would be like 2 or 3 little lines. And Mike, you helped me a lot, not only with part, but with words. There was
good mixing in that.
Yeah, because I couldn't. There was some of them. I was like, "Is he? What is it? Is he saying this or is he saying this?" And you straightened me out in a hurry. So, but yes, that was many moons ago. Now it's hard to believe, but I was like, I think I probably killed about I don't know, 1/8 of my brain cells trying to cram all them words and parts for about 20 songs. But yeah, that was some good times. Let's say hey to some more folks. Let me see here. I'm trying to check on the reactions and all that, make sure that we've said hey to everybody. And going back to our prior discussion, Rick Jones says, hair's overrated. Everything falls when you get his age.
I've got the button to prove it, too.
Yeah. Look at here. St. Louis, Missouri checking in. Austin Lee Foster says, looking good, gentlemen. Thank you, Austin. Good to see you here tonight. And Lamisha Vale says, I miss the Bama boys singing together. Guess what, Lamisha? So do
Bless
I.
her heart. Yes, so do I.
But yep, that was some good times too. But let's I think, what is it they call it in the social media world? We need to reset. We know we always got people coming in and coming out and all that.
Yep.
But you're watching the Champion Brothers broadcast. Our special guest right there in the middle is Mike Franklin tonight. And we're going to cover him up for just a second to tell you about a big singing that's coming up at the Fayette Civic Center right here in Fayette, Alabama, right here as in where I'm sitting tonight. The Dixie Echoes are coming to town. It's March 18th, Saturday night. We'll start at 6 o'clock. We'll fling the doors open at 5 if you want to get there early. Chosen Witness will be singing as well as Faithful Friends. Won't cost you anything to get in the door. And we'd love to have y'all just come and be with us on March 18th. It's getting closer all the time. And if you need more information, I'm not sure what more information you would need, but you can call the number there at the bottom of your screen, 205-664-3803, and we'll do everything we can to answer any questions you might have. But hope y'all can come be with us.
Well, they do have indoor plumbing, and we do have indoor bathrooms, no outhouses. That might be a question. If far as accessibility, yes, you can get in without any stairs. We can show you exactly how to do that. There's lots of parking. Some of it may not be real close to the front door, but there is lots of parking. So, and as I've mentioned several times before in past weeks, I mean, if you're part of a church family, then get that family together and y'all just all come together. Just load that church van up, just load a bunch of cars up or whatever. I mean, hey, when I was growing up, it wasn't nothing, just everybody climbing the back of a pickup truck. Now you might get stopped to do that now, but yeah, I know I've had at least 2 different people tell me that they were gathering people together from their church and were going to come. And so, yeah, a lot of you just come and do that. And just, we're going to have a great time.
Mike, are you singing on the 18th? If the answer is no, you might as well come on over here.
Yeah.
I'd have to pull it up on the website and
look. I'm not going to lock you in. It's fine. I need to, sometime before we get out of here tonight, I need to bring up a picture that'll make all of us laugh. It might make me squall like a mashed cat, but
it sounds like a great night.
But yeah, shoot, Mike might even surprise us. Come over here from Arkansas and see us. But and I promise you, I won't single you out in the crowd unless you explicitly tell me to.
Chris.
Oh, that sounds like a story. We got another song to play, though.
Yes, we do. Let's talk about some more United Voice stuff.
Let's do that. Let's jump all the way to Volume 2. How about that? And that was done the same year as Volume 1, right? You guys did 2 projects pretty much when you first got rolling. The song Mended Wings. Why did you suggest that we might share that one tonight, Mike?
Well, I have always enjoyed the Roots. I know that Phil Cross is one of the writers on that song. I don't remember. He's a co-writer. I can't off the top of my head remember who the other co-writer is, but I've not ever heard anything the Roots did that I did not enjoy. But that one particular song always spoke to me more on a more personal level. And I figured if it speaks to me, that's something that I can sing with conviction. And so I didn't know if I would be able to sing it. And I don't remember if we had to change the key or not. And I had to sing it a lot to be able to sing it without squalling, because it's just a great song. But we were not created to. We have to go through some valleys, but we were not created to live in those valleys. And
that's rich right there now.
And we have a Creator who keeps us. He gave us the means to get out of those valleys right there.
Let's listen to this song from United Voice called Mended Wings.
You have fallen short of the glory So far you don't know what to do. My life was the very same story, and I have this message for you. You can fly with mended wings, overcoming anything if you'll surrender to the mender. You can fly with mended wings. You have drifted far from the holy, and you believe in that place faith can die, but you weren't made to live in the valley. You were created to fly. You can fly with mended wings, overcoming anything if you'll surrender to the mender. You can fly with mended wings. When you are empty, He wants to fill your cup. When you put yourself down, He wants to lift you up. You can fly with mended wings, overcoming anything if you'll surrender to the mender. You can fly with mended wings. You can fly. You can fly.
United Voice. It's called Mended Wings here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Our special guest this week is Mike Franklin. Right there he is. Thank you, Mike, for joining us and sharing that song with us. That is, as Mike Snyder used to say, that's stronger than a garlic milkshake right there.
That's a good one.
Oh, come on. You've heard that before. Stop it. I made reference to a picture a while ago.
Yeah.
And I went and got it. And I wish, I think one of the subjects may be close to you there, Mike, but the other one is at band practice right now. He's not here in the building with me. But does this bring back a memory or 17, Mike? Look at there.
Holy moly.
That's Mike and his lovely wife, Tina. And in Tina's arms is one Eli Champion.
Oh my goodness.
Do you even remember that, Mike?
Wow. Where are we sitting?
You're sitting on the couch at our house where we lived at the time.
Oh
right
my
after Eli
goodness.
was born. It's not the same house that I'm in now, but yeah, that was not long after he was born, as you can tell from.
I can tell that. Yeah.
But you came to Fayette and sang. I think that's what it was. I think that's why y'all were here. But y'all came to the house and met Eli. How about that?
Goodness gracious.
And I didn't have one handy, but I was hoping he doesn't get out of band practice until like 8 or 8:30, I think it is. So he may come through here in a little bit, but I'm not sure. But
So he was about what, 16 inches there, and he's about 80 inches now, or something like that.
Yeah, he's outgrown me, that's for sure. So,
And
but,
how old is he now?
he's 16. Yeah, he turned 16 last August, and driving and into acting and music, and he's going to all-state choir. He made all-state choir in school. And that's next weekend, I believe it is, if I got my dates right. And then,
I believe you rubbed off on him a little bit.
we're slowly inching him into quartet singing. The last singing that we did at the Civic Center back in November, he sang a song with us that we used to sing with Dad, the song "What a Lovely Name," that you know. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he came up and sang it with us that night, and so I don't want to force him into it. Neal and I never were forced into it, and I don't want to force him into it. But the seeds have been planted. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah, I'll pull up a current picture here in a second. But let me ask you: are you in a hurry tonight?
No, I'm just hanging out here.
We may set a new record for length because looking at the list of songs and knowing all the stories that you can tell and that we can tell and all that, we may be here a while, but I don't care. I mean,
Hey, I'm locked in. People can mash stop anytime they want to.
In the morning, so
Okay.
let's go back and get another Melody Boys song. Neal, tell us what this one's going to be.
Let's just get happy. I think this album came along about 2001. The title was "Get Happy."
Yeah.
And a song that I wanted us to share from that is "All God's Children Gonna Rise." Another one of them good quartet songs. Like the Melody Boys did was a good quartet song. But what about this song, Mike?
Well, when we were there's not a big story behind it, but while we were looking, this is just one that Jonathan pulled a book out when he came to rehearsal. He had a notebook first off, he had a little satchel.
Okay.
He didn't bring a briefcase. He would bring a satchel.
Yeah.
And in that satchel, he'd have a notebook and a couple of songbooks. And he brought that songbook, and he never got in a hurry. Never said anything in a hurry. Never got in a hurry. And the more hurry you were in, the less of a hurry he was.
Yep.
Do we know somebody like that, Chris? I believe I do for sure. Anyway, go ahead.
But the first thing he would do is say, "Gerald, do you remember this song?" And most of the time, yes, Gerald did or does. And he'd say, I kind of like this song. I think we ought to try it. I think we ought to go over it once or twice, see if it fits us. And we liked it.
Off you'd go. Well, let's listen to the Melody Boys quartet version of this song. All God's children gonna rise and shine.
On that happy morning when the Savior comes back again, hallelujah. Oh, God's children gonna rise and shine, hallelujah. Leave the sinful world with all its wearisome toil and pain, hallelujah. Oh, God's children gonna rise and shine in His kingdom. Oh, God's children gonna rise and shine that morning. Oh, that morning with blessed night, hallelujah. Sweet name to rest with all the right sons at best forever. Oh, God's children gonna rise and shine, gonna rise and shine. In that holy city where the streets are all paved with gold, hallelujah. Oh, God's children gonna rise and shine, hallelujah. We shall live forever, and the spirits will not grow old.
Melody Boys Quartet, and all God's children gonna rise and shine here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Mike Franklin is our special guest tonight, and I saw this one pop up in the comments. Jason Bain, who was with us last week, said, as George Johnson would say, that makes me want to boogie.
Remember George saying that one?
And brother cousin Scott said, this was on the last song, The Mended Wings. That's good stuff, brothers, all day long. Yes, sir. You got that right. Hey, Scott, good to see you tonight, too. Let me see if anybody else has checked in. Paula Clifton checked in with us. Good to see you, Paula, and Judy Riley, and Brenda St. Pierre, and the aforementioned Scott Bolden. So glad to have all y'all with us tonight. So. Well, let's just keep it moving. You want to?
Yeah.
You got anything you want to say before we go on to the next song, Mike?
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's good to hear from
Neal,
Scott.
it's your show. You do what you want to do.
It's our show, and yes, it is good to hear from Scott.
It's nice to know that Scott's checking in on y'all.
Oh,
he
yes.
is.
Somebody
Keeps
has
pretty
to.
good rain. Keeps pretty good rain on us for sure. Yep.
Oh, I like this one. Pam Baker said she was keeping the beat with her thumb and hit the mad face by accident. So that song really didn't make her mad. She was just keeping time. And Billy Shaw said, yep, been here all night, just listening. Good
Well,
to
of
see
course
you,
he's been here. If we're on, he's going to be there.
Absolutely. Let's do another Melody Boys song, Mike. He'll wash you whiter than snow.
Yeah, that's one I think that Gerald pulled out of the Plainsman book.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I tell you, those guys were amazing. They did arrangements that I don't think anybody would try to. I mean, we didn't try and do them note for note because nobody had the same capability vocally of doing it. They just had something that nobody else did at that particular time. That particular group of guys with the Bunch Brothers, I don't know. They, everything has a season, and that season was just too short with that group of vocalists for the Plainsmen. They were awesome. And I think that's where this came from, was this arrangement. It was not particularly every note, but I believe this arrangement came from the Plainsmen.
Well, I know one thing. Mike Franklin sure wears it out on this one. He'll wash you whiter than snow. Here's the Melody Boys Quartet.
If you only trust him and let him have full control, I know he'll wash you.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
Just give your heart to Jesus. His love to you will unfold. I know he'll wash you.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
Oh, he'll wash you.
He'll wash you whiter than snow.
He's gonna wash.
He'll wash you whiter than
Oh,
snow.
yes, he'll wash.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
Although you're burdened, covered with a load of care, I know he'll wash you.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
You just trust in Jesus. Your burdens he will help you bear. I know he'll wash you.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
My Lord will wash.
He'll wash you whiter than snow.
He's gonna wash.
He'll wash you whiter than
Oh,
snow.
he'll wash.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow.
My Lord will wash.
He'll wash you whiter than snow.
He's gonna wash.
He'll wash you whiter than
Oh,
snow.
yes, he'll wash.
Yes, he'll wash you whiter than snow. He'll wash.
My heart.
He'll wash you.
My hand.
He'll wash.
My soul.
He'll wash
That's the Melody Boys Quartet, and he'll wash you whiter than snow. Hang on, boys. We're going to play that in just a second, but I didn't get to the pause button in time. You're watching the Champion Brothers broadcast with our special guest, Mike Franklin, tonight. And that was the last album with Jonathan, wasn't it? Or was it? I think so. I'm not positive.
I could have been. Yeah.
Because that was like, what, 2002, I think, Neal? Is that right?
Yep. In 2003, I think, was A Wonderful Love. And maybe that was the first one without John.
Yeah. That would have been the last one then.
Because in 2004, y'all gave me the opportunity to realize that my dream of traveling full time as a gospel singer was dead. I've said it a lot. There was a time in my life where I'd about cut off my left arm to do what y'all do. And, but y'all were once again in between baritone singers and scraped the bottom of the barrel and called Chris again for some reason. I still ain't never figured that out. But I got to go with y'all for about 5 weeks, and that was the 2 CDs. That one and the one just after that was the ones that I had to do the cramming. And I was like, man, I'm so glad I'm driving from Millport, Alabama to Little Rock, Arkansas, or that vicinity 4 out of 5 weeks, because I was doing some serious studying on that drive all 5 weeks. But that was some mighty, mighty fun times, but it let me know that I don't see how y'all do it. It was like, the hour and a half that we'd be up singing for folks, I was just in hog heaven. But that other 21 or 22 hours or so, I was like, man, I just pulled my hair. Well, maybe is that what happened to you, Mike? No.
Oh, good grief.
I'm sorry, Neal. I'm embarrassing my brother. But.
Well, I went ahead and apologized for you today. I went ahead and got that out of the way today for whoever went on the air.
I know what I'm going to say or do because I don't really care anymore. So, but let's say hey to some more folks right quick. Philip Thornell said, "I'm here. Play some good songs. We'll be listening." Yes, sir. That's what we're trying to do. And right there, Mike, you may not know her, but there's your fella Arkansan. She's up in Jonesboro. Shirley Simpson.
Yeah.
Listening into tonight. Thank you, and good to see you, sis. Scott Bolden makes a statement of Captain Obvious. No one could touch the Melody Boys back in the day. Best of the best. You got that right. So
thank you, Scott.
And Philip Thornell says, hey, Mike Franklin. So there you go. Glad to have all of y'all with us. I want to talk about this next song that put on the list. And
yeah, this is don't you radio guys call this a twofer?
Yeah,
I picked two off the same album here back to back.
And I almost played them back to back, but I was like, no, I want to say some stuff. So, but Delivered from the Hands of Pharaoh, right out of the Neal. I think, didn't I ask you didn't you find that in a book for me not too long ago?
Yes, I pulled a book off of my shelf of old hymn book that song was in, and sent you a copy of it. Yeah.
Back when COVID first hit, and I was having to go to work at the park office every day and locking myself in, literally into the park. I'd go in and unlock the gate to the park, pull my car through, go back and lock it, and then go sit in the office for 8 hours for no apparent reason. And I started doing these one-man quartet deals just from sheer boredom, if nothing else.
I watched some of them.
You was hurting for entertainment too, wasn't you? And for some reason, these albums, just I'll think of an album or a song and I'll go back and listen to it. And that album that Wash You Whiter Than Snow and Delivered from the Hands of Pharaoh, I just got over about a 3 or 4 day period. I was listening to that just nonstop. And I was like, now that'd be a challenge trying to do a one-man quartet on Delivered from the Hands of Pharaoh. I haven't attempted it yet. I did get Neal to send me because I wanted to read it and sing it right if I ever do try it. But that's just a straight out of the convention book song, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And it's the hardest. I had to have the most tutoring on that song of any song we ever attempted.
Really? Wow.
Yes. The timing. Not so much the notes, but the timing on it.
Yeah. Now, this is from the man who sung "Pray." to me,
Yeah.
which is the hardest song ever to learn in the history
Listen,
of gospel music. But
I think Jonathan kind of gave up on me, but Jeremy had a lot of patience with me on that song. It really wasn't so much the notes, but that timing was throwing me. I don't know if I just had it's just so much control chaos going on in that chorus.
yeah.
Um,
My friend Randy Pennington calls it one of them every which away songs.
it definitely is. But when it's all going together, you can't hardly think of. You got to know it so well that you can sing it and let your mind listen to everybody else and appreciate it. And you can just be singing it on autopilot. I mean, that's how well you got to be able to do it, or you might as well not do it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's listen to it. Here's the Melody Boys Quartet and Delivered from the Hands of Pharaoh.
Held in Egypt's bondage, I had long a wanderer been. God's just the same, just the same as long ago. Just as much a miracle that led me out of sin, delivered out from the hands of Pharaoh. Delivered, Jehovah's wondrous might. He walks with me, yes, I know. Hallelujah. Chariot so grand, God's just the same. It's just the same as long ago. Even me he rescued from the devil's cruel hand, delivered out from the hands of Pharaoh. Delivered out of the hands of Jehovah's wondrous might. He walks with me, yes, I know. Hallelujah.
The Melody Boys Quartet and Delivered from the Hands of Pharaoh here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. I apologize because we had a special guest. Yet another special guest came in during that song, and he has agreed to come on and be with us. So I'm going to slide out and you slide in. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give a big round of applause to Eli Champion? So, Mike, I was telling him that had been talking about him, and I told him that we showed a picture a while ago. I said, I'm sure you probably don't remember Mr. Mike, but when you were about a month old, he and his lovely wife, Tina, came to see us, and there's that picture, Eli. Does that look familiar? You remember that like it was yesterday?
He passed you around quite a bit, Eli.
Hi.
Hi.
Wait, I'm moving the relay because he don't have any headphones. What'd you say, Mike?
I said Eli, he passed you around quite a bit.
He said, I passed you around quite a bit back in the day. We just dumped you off with Mr. Mike 15, and me and Mama went and did something. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a chance to see him nowadays.
It's good to see you.
Since you saw him when he was a month old. So.
Yeah.
All right. I told him that you had made your quartet singing debut back in November, and that we were planting seeds. That we weren't forcing you into it. So, you know, there you go. y'all know that look, don't you? All right. You don't have to sing around unless you just want to. But anything else you want to say? Guess not.
Have a great night.
Have a great night, he said. So,
All righty.
thank you
Thank
for stopping
you.
by. That's Eli right there. So I just thought we'd get that in right quick while I was thinking about it. So
Hey, Chris, that last song was certified. Did you notice that?
yes, I did see that in the comments there. Brother Lester was checking in and said, that's real Southern gospel. You got that right.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah.
And Scott said, my memory may be off, but I think that we had Mike and Tina at our church for a solo date on the weekend that picture was taken. That may have been the case too.
Well,
I don't
there you
remember
go.
either. So I just remember seeing that picture and remember them coming to the house. So, yep, that's true. So
Good
great
deal.
memories. How
Yes,
is
they
Miss
are.
Tina? Is she there? I brought in a special guest. You may have to before it's over with.
She is here, but I doubt I could get her in front of the camera.
Okay. All right. Well, tell her we said hey.
All right.
For sure. For sure. Hey,
Well,
one
let's-
more of them resets, Chris. Can we do that right
Yes,
quick?
we got that brother stuff working because I was just fixing to say the exact same thing. We are here to talk about some gospel memories, but we also want to invite you to the Fayette Civic Center coming up on Saturday night, March 18th at 6 o'clock. The Dixie Echoes are coming back to be with us, and be a great night of some quartet singing. Won't cost you anything to get in the door. We will receive an offering to help offset some of the expenses. And Chosen Witness will be singing some, and Faithful Friends will be singing some as well. And we hope that you will come and be with us. And on that night, again, that is Saturday night, March 18th, at 6
March.
o'clock. Yeah. Well, it's both got M's, but anyway.
That's right.
Saturday night, March 18th. And we appreciate that. And I just remembered when I was talking about that, and I said faithful friends, that let me get back to it here, and I skipped over it inadvertently. It was not my intention, but Johnny Duran checked in and said, sounding good. So
Johnny.
appreciate you dropping by and listening to us tonight, Johnny. Appreciate you and hope things are going well for you. But so there you go. Just come be with us on March 18th. We've about got Mike Franklin talked into it if he ain't singing something.
Yeah.
So.
About
I wonder, Mike, if all them years of traveling and all, is there any particular memory you have of the Dixie Echoes, being on a program with the Dixie Echoes, Randy?
well, things go in cycles,
Sure.
and the groups you tend to sing with more, that also goes in cycles, and we would have some years where we would sing with them quite often, and then we wouldn't see them for a while, and then we would sing with them quite often. But I tell you, when you got the Dixie Echoes, when the gentleman said you got real Southern gospel there, I mean, because you got no stacks, no tracks, you got the real thing, you got the live music, you got great arrangements.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking a while ago. I was like, I think that's one reason that Neal and I both like the Melody Boys and the Dixie Echoes so much, because a lot of groups, you can go see them in concert and they could lay their microphones down and you never know a difference because they got so many stacked vocals and all that on there.
Yeah.
But when you come to see the Dixie Echoes or you went to see the Melody Boys Quartet, what you see is what you got.
For sure.
And I also appreciated that when we would be at Grand Ole Gospel, Scoot would sit back there and back everybody up with several instruments. But it's just like he never got tired or of it. I'm sure he was physically tired, but he never got tired of just lending a hand being part of the music for all the groups that were coming up there and singing. When he first started doing Crumbs from the Table, I kept asking him, I said, Scoot, I want you to sing this at my funeral. And every time I'd see him, I'd tell him that, because I was serious. And finally I said, after I'd said this to him probably a dozen times, I said, I'm serious. He said, really? You want me to sing this at your? I said, yeah, that's why I'm making sure that I'm telling you this every time I see you. He said, well, we can probably make that happen if we go ahead and get it on our schedule.
That sounds about like him. And I think he'll be with us next week too. So I think you got us singing next Thursday night. But I was going to say, well, we ought to got y'all in here together. But I got out of the way and let y'all visit. But
yeah. I want that young man to sing Crumbs from the Table at my funeral. I've never heard anybody sing it any better than he does.
Agreed.
You got that right.
Agreed.
Well, man, thank you for sharing that memory with us. But I want to get back to some more music and the more current stuff, the United Voice stuff, but yet an old song. Goodman song, I think. Well, I mean, it was an old song. The Goodman's the first first group that I ever remember hearing it. When Morning Sweeps the Eastern Sky. Tell me about that one.
Oh, I think that I know Jeremy and I've just always liked the song, no matter who's done it. And I know the Perrys was probably the last group that pushed it to some popularity after the Goodmans did, and just had fun with it. And that's what we do with it is just have fun with it too. But it's just a great song, and we enjoy it. And it's one of those that it's it's, what do they call those worms?
Earworms.
Earworms that gets in your head. It's just a great song. I don't even remember who wrote it, but good on them.
Let's listen to it. Here's United Voice and When Morning Sweeps the Eastern Sky.
Christ is coming back to take his children home with him. The saints are looking forward to the morning by and by. We will have no Satan, then no sorrow, tears, or pain. When morning dawns, it's across the eastern sky. Oh, happy day, when the golden morning sweeps the sky. I'll bet the sorrows of the world goodbye. Oh, hallelujah. Saints that are here will be caught up in the air when morning sweeps the eastern sky. I'll be in the rapture with the ones who are set free. The saints are looking forward to the morning by and by. What a happy meeting, what a mighty jubilee. When morning dawns, it's across the eastern sky. Oh, happy day, when the golden morning sweeps the sky. I'll bet the sorrows of the world goodbye. Oh, hallelujah. Saints that are here will be caught up in the air when morning sweeps the eastern sky. Oh, happy day, when the golden morning sweeps the sky. I'll bet the
United Flight 3, you are cleared for takeoff. That's United Voice. And when morning sweeps the eastern sky here on the Champion Brothers broadcast, that's just what I thought of when y'all started. And
That's all right. I like that. I like that. Man, yes.
But
Oh,
yeah, that's
sure.
good. Now, when y'all sing that in concert, does Jeremy or was that Jeremy or Chris singing? Was that Jeremy singing lead?
Yes.
And does he ever like forget to come in and like how Sam Goodman used to do?
So far, no.
But yeah, Philip Thornell said, "Every man for himself" in the chorus. Yeah,
That's right.
Good.
Absolutely.
Flipping back to our previous discussion of Crumbs from the Table, the birthday boy himself, Ken Cook, said Dixie Echoes will sing Crumbs from the Table March 18th, hopefully.
Yes.
Ken, I have done my part. I saw them just a couple of weeks ago, and I told them that we weren't going to pay them for coming unless they sung Crumbs from the Table. So. And Philip said, put together a scrap iron quartet with Mike. I don't know if he meant live right here on the program. We'd have to wrestle up a bass singer somewhere, and I don't know with all the technology and delay if we could even do that or not. But I think there's just enough of a delay that if we started trying to sing something together, it wouldn't come off too good. But anyway, so Neil says no, so we'll move on. So.
Listen,
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something else about Randy Shelnut.
Yeah,
I'm listening.
Something that I was in the Air Force 20 years.
Thank you for your service.
At my privilege. At my 10th year in the Air Force, I considered getting out, going back to school, or I considered, I did a demo on a cassette, and I sent out this demo and a bio and a couple of photos to probably 24 quartet owners. And one person wrote back to me, and it was Randy Shelnut.
Wow, I did not know that.
One person. I wasn't expecting to get hired, but I was expecting just to hear something back, or at least just saying, we received your packet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Randy had the professionalism and the courtesy to respond and give me his advice and his opinion. And the first time we sang with them, when the Melody Boys went back to touring, and I had the opportunity to express my thanks for that. I doubt he even remembered doing that, because that's probably that was not out of the ordinary for him to do.
Right.
But I had an opportunity to thank him for doing that, and what it meant to me as someone that looked up to people in the gospel music industry. He was the only one.
Wow. That's good. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
sure.
If I knew, I've caught myself saying this a whole lot in my older age, but if I knew that, I forgot it. But I don't think I've ever heard you tell that story before. But that sounds about right.
Yes.
Because as I've gotten to know the Dixie Echoes too, and sat around in a few different restaurants and truck stops and everything else, and and just listen to Randy talk, about any number of subjects, whether it's current events or old quartet road stories, or, how to fly an airplane or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, he's done it all. And, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. He's a Renaissance man, isn't he?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Needs to learn some new jokes, but
Oh well, he's working on it, I think.
old Hog's just funning right now. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh yeah.
I want to play another Melody Boy song, or we don't want to play another Melody Boy song. And this one, it's not quite UFO, which in this reporter's opinion was the strangest song the Melody Boys ever recorded. But this one was more, I guess, different than any other Melody Boy song. And this was one that we sung when I was getting to fill in with y'all. And it was just, I remember during the setup, you would introduce this song every night. And do you remember talking about 40 days and 40 nights and what you would say?
I really don't remember the setup for it, but man, I love this song. Gerald brought this song to us, and it was a Plainsman.
Yeah.
It was from the Plainsman Library. But I love this song. It is different.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like it so much, is because it's not a cookie dough or or whatever the pattern.
Cookie cutter.
Cookie cutter. It's not a cookie cutter song.
Or a cookie dough song either, for that matter.
I must be hungry or something.
I was gonna say, you had supper yet? I knew earlier today.
Must be snack time.
I'm going to tell a story on you right now that don't have nothing to do with this song, but I just feel like telling it. But earlier today, Neal and you did a test to make sure all this was going to work tonight. And then later he sent me some stuff. And so I logged in and was going to, start putting the stuff together for tonight. And I log in and there's Mike's, desk area there. And you had left the thing up and I could hear like utensils hitting plates or bowls or something like that. And I was like, let me see if I can freak Mike out. Because I didn't know if you had headphones or speakers or whatever. And so I was like, Mike, did you save any for me?
Well,
Neal told me later, I asked him, I called him and was laughing about it. I said, was he wearing headphones? He's like, yeah. I said, well, he probably didn't hear it then.
Yeah, they were still plugged in. So
I tried to get you today, but
that would have been good.
So I know you've eaten at least once today because I heard the tinging of the utensils on the plate or whatever. But so, well, we ain't got you no cookie dough, but we've got you a song about Noah.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
Let's listen to it. Here's the Melody Boys Quartet in 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Oh, Noah was a-sitting in his yard one day, a-watching all the world go by. When the Lord said, Noah, it's soon gonna rain, you'd better get your children in the dry. The world had grown so evil, and the sky had grown so dark. The Lord said, save my people. So Noah went and built himself an ark. 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights. And the rain's come a-pouring down. The wild rain and thunder poured from a cloudy sky, and all those not under the covering of the Lord will surely, surely die. 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights.
interesting music from the Melody Boys Quartet and 40 Days and 40 Nights here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Mike Franklin.
That is
our guest
Vic
tonight.
Clay on the Latin guitar there.
Oh, odd facts known by few.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, that was a different song, but still a wonderful message. And,
Yeah.
and the young'uns liked it. I remember my oldest son, Sam, was probably, let's see, in 2004, he would have been, 5 or 6 years old. But I remember when they came and saw us when we were over here, when I was traveling with the Melody Boys in that short time. But he told me, he said, I like that 40 Days, 40 Nights song. So, yeah, some more good memories. Neal, you're up.
Man, just a pondering. You was talking about the length of the program. We, if you look back in the archives, our record is about 1 hour and 49 minutes, and that was the week that we honored our dad. I think it fell on his birthday, and we honored him
Yeah.
and played a bunch of songs we remember from him singing and all that night. So in length, Mike, you're going to wind up being second only to Dad, looks like. So you got a couple more songs.
But you
more
never know,
songs.
we
for
may
us,
get
yeah.
off on another tangent and go longer than that.
We might even beat that. That's for sure.
40 hours and 40 minutes. No.
But
If
think
y'all
about
stay
that.
that long, just let me know how it turned out, because I'm going to bed in a little bit.
I'll just leave it with Mike by then.
Hey, let me say hey to some more folks right quick. Have I got time? Okay, thanks.
Might as
Melissa
well.
Blackburn just tuned in. So that was an awesome tune. Yes, I agree.
Indeed.
Good to see you dropping by tonight. My buddy Todd Wintery over in Tuscaloosa. Todd, I need to call you. I don't need you after all, but more on that later.
Okay.
Ronald Morton checked in, as well as Barbara Dollar Howard, and glad to have y'all with us tonight. So thank you, and we appreciate y'all stopping by and visiting with us here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And you can tell, Mike, that we're not real social media influencers, or, it's like if we get about 6 more viewers, we're going to go bacterial. Because everybody else will just hammer home, hit that like button, hit that share button, all that. And anyway, I don't ever think about it, but we would be much obliged if y'all would do that and hit the like button and hit the share button and come by and visit with us. We know that everybody doesn't come and stay for the entire time. Some do. And then a lot of folks watch this after the fact. We see some pretty good little numbers for us, like I say, near bacterial. But isn't that just below viral? I mean, that's
so.
like some of
Something
our
like that.
Bama Boys albums. If we'd have sold about, 52 more, we'd have went plywood.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, right.
And one more from my Nashville days, Richard Harris said, "Hey, Mr. Champion." I think he's talking to you, Neal, but
Howdy.
you're closer to Mr. Champion
elder.
than I am. I mean,
Yeah.
I know Richard. And I don't know why he'd be calling me Mr. Champion, but anyway, good to see you, Richard. Appreciate you dropping by tonight.
But just for your information, Mike, if somebody was to talk to you about watching this after the fact, which more people wind up seeing it, after it's live than watching it live. But Facebook decided to start, checking the music out, and a lot of the quote, what they identify as copyrighted things will actually be muted out on the replay. The song spot is just no sound at all.
Okay.
But this is being played on a couple of YouTube channels as well. The Chosen Witness, my group's YouTube page, and then Chris's personal YouTube page has these live streams on there, and YouTube doesn't do that.
Okay.
That was
Because
me
of-
knocking on wood and getting the dog stirred up, but
Yeah, right.
for
As for
anyway,
now,
they
they
don't do that.
Yeah, because I think they will possibly inject ads if there's copyrighted material, and you can't monetize the video if it has copyrighted material, but we're not
Lean
trying to
into that
monetize it anyway. So
Yeah.
that's how somebody could watch it back and be sure to hear all the songs is go on one of the YouTube feeds. But just in case you need to know that later. But yeah, we got 2 more songs we need to get in here.
All right, what's next?
Around 2003, I think, is when that Melody Boys released that album. That last song was on 20 years ago. Could you believe that?
Oh,
That was
my
20 years
goodness.
ago y'all released that. And this one was just after that in 2004, the I Owe It All album, and the song I'm going to walk, talk, and sing.
Yeah, I believe that's a Whitey Gleason song.
Okay.
And he's a Texan, I believe. But we also had the privilege of not too long before the Melody Boys retired, we had the privilege of singing that song at a Gaither concert when one of his last ones to do at the big convention place here in North Little Rock.
Yeah.
But that was a nice way to, he really recognized Gerald for his years in gospel music that evening. And that was a thrill to be a part of that. And I think this is the song we sang that evening.
Well, let's listen to it. Here's the Melody Boys, and I'm going to walk, talk, and sing.
I'm gonna walk the way he wants me to walk. I'm gonna talk the way he wants me to talk. I'm gonna sing the way he wants me to sing. I'm gonna walk and talk and sing the way he wants me to. I'm gonna be just what he wants me to be. I'm gonna see the things he wants me to see. I'm gonna do just what he wants me to do. I'm gonna be and see and do the things he wants me to.
Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been told all the guys chilling on the streets of gold. Everybody's gonna have a wonderful time up there in glory land.
I'm gonna walk the way he wants me to walk. I'm gonna talk the way he wants me to talk. I'm gonna sing the way he wants me to sing. I'm gonna walk and talk and sing the way he wants me to.
Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been told all the gods chilling on the streets of gold. Everybody's gonna have a wonderful time up there in glory land.
I'm gonna be just what he wants me to be. I'm gonna see the things he wants me to see. I'm gonna do just what he wants me to do. I'm gonna be and see and do the things he wants me to.
Never been to heaven, but I've been told all God's chilling on the streets of gold.
Everybody's gonna have a wonderful time up there
in glory land.
I'm gonna walk the way he wants me to walk. I'm gonna talk the way he wants me to talk. I'm gonna sing the way he wants me to sing. I'm gonna walk and talk and sing the way he wants me to. I'm gonna walk and talk and sing the way he wants me to. I'm gonna walk and talk and sing the way he wants me to.
I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna sing.
The Melody Boys Quartet, and I'm going to walk, talk, and sing here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Mike Franklin is our guest tonight, and boy, howdy, how we have enjoyed having you visiting with us tonight, Mike. And we're flipping back, talking about folks, some watches the whole time, and there's a couple of comments that dropped to him. Billy Shaw said, if you don't stay the entire time, you're going to miss something. And Mike, I don't know, I had seen this one earlier, but because it wasn't a name, I wasn't sure if it was legit or not, and I apologize for that. But GQ said, I've been waiting since y'all went live and enjoyed all the songs. And then he said, Mr. Mike is a good guy and a good friend to me. Do you know GQ?
I do. That's my buddy Levi. He is my next door neighbor, and what a great friend he is.
Well, I appreciate you, Levi, and I apologize. You've made several comments tonight, and but like I say, sometimes it's like, I'm not sure. And when they don't have a name up there, is this, you never know what's going to be out there. But I apologize for not acknowledging you sooner. But I appreciate you listening in with us tonight.
And listen, congratulations to Levi. He just got his driver's license today.
Wow. How about
There
that?
you go. Thanks
Yeah.
for the warning.
It's gonna,
I don't even
life
know.
is gonna change today.
Yeah. So he might be driving Mr. Mike here before long. So
Yeah,
That's right.
driving Miss
tell.
Daisy.
Man.
But yeah, what a time we have had. And like I say, we could stay here for several more hours
we could.
and
Good.
and tell stories and play songs and all that. But we know that you've got things to do, Mike, and we appreciate you coming on and being with us tonight. And,
Yeah, I got to get my hair
sharing these
done.
memories.
Got to put it up
Yes.
before I go to bed. Don't want to mess anything up.
Well, let me see. When they used to introduce you with the Melody Boys, make welcome Mr. Mike Franklin, everybody, and you would do this move. Do that move that you would do when everybody when we would introduce you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I was kind of hoping you'd keep your headphones on. I want to see them fly off. But we got one more song we want to play before we officially say goodnight. Neal, tell us about, or which one's coming up. Mike, you tell us about it.
Yeah, we're finally all the way up to United Voice Volume number 4. And the song Walking with Jesus. That's one that I want to share with us as we leave tonight. So
Well, hey, really, I don't know a lot about the song other than this song is an original that was from Under Grace. When Jeremy was singing with Under Grace, I believe one of the other gentlemen that he sang with wrote the song, and it's got a convention feel to it. It's got that old style feel to it, and it just fit us perfectly. I keep telling them because we do a lot of progressive sounding songs, and I keep saying, y'all do something for me. Let's pull something down for me. And he said, I got something for you. Got something for the new album. You're gonna like it. And I did. Walking with Jesus.
Let's listen to it. Here's United Voice and Walking with Jesus.
Such a beautiful walk each day, walking along the way, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. Dark clouds have rolled away, there's sunshine all the day, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. Since Jesus came into this heart of mine, my life is changed. I walk with love divine. Talking all along the way, and now I onward go with glory in my soul, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. What a wonderful change I've seen since Jesus came to me, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. Since sorrows all have passed, I now have peace at last, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. Since Jesus came into this heart of mine, my life is changed. I walk with love divine, and now I know the joy He brings each day, walking and talking all along the way. And now I onward go with glory in my soul, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus every day. Since Jesus came into this heart of mine, my life is changed. I walk with love divine, and now I know the joy He brings each day, walking and talking all along the way. And now I onward go with glory in my soul, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus
Yes, United Voice. It's called Walking with Jesus here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Mike Franklin has been our guest tonight. And if you would like to get in touch with Mike or find out some more about United Voice or even order you some of their music, it's scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen. You can go to them online at unitedvoicemusic.com or you can email Mike at unitedvoicemusic.com. Boy, howdy, it's been good.
Guys, thank y'all for having me on. Neal, Chris, I love y'all. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I know it's a lot of work, a lot of prep work, and it takes up some time, but a lot of people enjoy it. And I hope that your concert on March 18th is a success. If people go, they will enjoy the Dixie Echoes, Faithful Friends, and Chosen Witness. It'll be a great evening of gospel music.
And since you mentioned that and you call the names of our groups there with Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends, I noticed that you had Chosen Witness at your New Year's Eve singing a few years ago, and Faithful Friends hadn't been invited yet. I'm kidding you. As old as we are, I doubt we probably never even make it to Tennessee, much less over into Arkansas. But I said that to say you do an annual New Year's Eve singing, or you have done. Are you still going to be doing that, or was just as I started saying that, for some reason it got in the back of my mind that you might have billed last year's as the last one, or straighten me out on that.
I did 26 years, and this past one was the last one to promote a New Year's Eve concert. It was my last one. Did you just throw something at me?
Yes, I did. I can't believe that you did that, and I didn't get to come. But I did come to some.
Yes, you did.
Back when the Melody Boys was doing it every year. But I do remember getting over there. And yes, Chosen Witness got to bless some folks in Arkansas. Have y'all ever sung in Arkansas before or since, Neal? Wait a minute. We can't hear you. Unmute your microphone.
Can't?
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we can.
No, I say we have not. That was our one and only Arkansas trip.
26 years. It was fun. We had some great. We had some concerts when it was snow on the ground, ice on the ground. We had it during Y2K year. We had it when we had to get seats out. We had it when there was an echo in the room.
Good seats still available.
But man, this last one was great. It was the room was full. We had two great groups along with United Voice. I couldn't have asked for a better year to go out on. And
well, there's one thing that made it a little bit better, but that's all right. Not that I'm bitter or anything.
I was gonna announce it at the 25th, but I could not make myself say the words. I couldn't. When it came time to say the words, I couldn't do it. And so I did it again. And this year I was able to say it. And I'm sure that come around the end of the summer, I'm going to miss starting to work on it. And, but it's really a lot. It is a lot of work to do it and do it right and have a successful. And I had a lot of great sponsors through the years, and it's hard to keep sponsors, especially through the COVID years that we had. Mm-hmm. And I had some great people that's great, and a great audience that stayed with me. Some that were there all 26 years. And that was amazing.
Cool. Yeah. The Champion Brothers might just have to bring you on as a senior advisor if we continue to promote these events in Fayette, Alabama. it
I'm
comes
sure
to
that there's
promoting
a lot that
events.
you could tell us that we hadn't thought about yet.
For sure. For sure. But it's
I
been
got to
great,
thinking
Mike.
about it. If you're wanting something to do on New Year's Eve, Neal and I know a good pastor friend, Brother Robert Folks, over in Nettleton, Mississippi, and that we've gotten to sing at his New Year's Eve. And we didn't go last year because they got tired of us and they invited somebody else. But I may call him and say, "Look, I know a group over in Arkansas that ain't gonna be doing anything this New Year's Eve, and
That's right.
They may get you to come to Nettleton, Mississippi, for all I know. I may just be y'all's new, Mississippi, Alabama agent or something."
There you go.
But Mike, thank you so much for coming
Yes,
and
sir.
listening with us tonight.
So
Neal,
much.
we may have broke the record. We're at almost at an hour and 50 minutes. So
We're right there. That's
Yeah.
right. He's right in there on my dad. So that's something. That's on up there, Mike, in my book.
Yeah.
There you
Yep.
go.
We love
He's old
y'all.
enough- He's old enough to be our dad.
Yeah.
Well,
wouldn't
no,
say
not
that.
quite. Not quite. But
Well, God bless y'all both and your respective jobs and your ministries that you have. I respect you both very much.
well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Anything else you need to tell Neal besides come see us at the Fayette Civic Center on March 18th, the Dixie Echoes?
That's it. My mind's clear.
All righty. Appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Mike, again, thank you, and we'll see y'all next time. Good